Good morning, Rio Grande Valley. This episode is titled How to Spot a Wife Beater. Okay, so this is images from a press conference held by former Far city manager and former Edinburgh city manager who was provided quite a hefty severance package to leave the city of Edinburgh after a political shift. And here he is disputing allegations of assault by his ex-fiancee, and as typical of all men who have a history of domestic violence, he crafted a statement with his attorney in which he really doesn't say he's never hit a woman, nor does he actually proclaim grand innocence. Instead, as all persons of power who are charged with assault or domestic violence, it shifts to blame the victim. That's the game here in the political system in Hidalgo County and our criminal justice system. And it perpetrates because men like Mr. Juan Guerra and connections to criminal district attorneys, mayors, get a free pass when it comes to domestic violence. Now, Mr. Guerra claims that the victim's allegations are false and are an attempt to extort him of his hefty severance package, which was, after taxes, $140,000 of your tax money, City of Edinburgh. Now, again, Mr. Guerra is an alleged criminal. He was arraigned formally by the municipal courts and will have his day in justice. However, in these cases, and by his statement today or yesterday, was an attempt to shift the focus off of him and onto some grand scheme of extortion by his ex-fiance, pardon me. Let's be kind here. It was a relationship. Now, Mr. Guerra drags the victim through the mud with his statement. But surprisingly, he wants to say that he has a great record. Like all alleged abusers, she threw herself into the wall. Or, she just happened to hit the doorknob right in the eye. These are common game plans among domestic violence assaulters or alleged assaulters, in which blaming the victim is their fault. Several times he quoted saying that she said to him, "Hit me, hit me, hit me." In his controlled statement, we see signs of a person who does engage in not physical abuse, but psychological abuse, and the manipulative words through his press conference are a key indicator here. You'll see that he's controlled and measured and blames the victim. He goes on by beginning that his record with women is exceptional. Now, I understand that Juan Guerra has appeared on Facebook with a MAGA hat. That is the line that that he has a great record with women. Now, he claims that during his time at the city of Far that he was open to advancing women, when during his time as a public servant in the city of Far, he was witness to several abuses against them. And unfortunately, his record with the city of Far is not that stellar. During his time, public comments were eliminated, meaning that half the population, or all women, were excluded from providing public statements as to how their taxpayers' money should be spent. Mr. Guerra did not speak up for women's rights when they were clearly violated in this fashion. Now, there's only one thing left to say here, is that let's see how this all plays out. I do hope that true justice is served, and if he does intend to file charges against his alleged victim, that the district attorney follows this through all the way. Mr. Guerra is claiming fraud, forgery, and extortion. So clearly, they're trying to muddy the waters here so that the district attorney drops charges or puts him in some sort of deferred adjudication, or like in many cases involving domestic abuse, they settle out of court and go their separate ways. Uh, well, that was my analysis here. We do know how to spot a wife beater. I encourage you to watch the video on the monitor and look for the telling signs of someone who is trying to control the situation by controlling his victim through psychological manipulation, and as well of us as the viewing public trying to pull the wool over eyes that he's a great guy and champion of women's rights.